Yo, just want to take a quick look at what's going on with the weather in California. You can see that currently there is some precipitation. You can see on the reflectivity what's going on, but it's a lot easier to see when you see it modeled out. So let's go to um, the high res rapid refresh model. And let's look at, we're going to look first at the composite reflectivity. And this most recent run of of the longer time scale. Every 6 hours, there's a longer run of 48 hours that the high res rapid refresh puts out. And this is the most recent one. And you can see something spinning off the west coast here, off the coast of California, and it kind of rakes its way down from NorCal to SoCal and really impacts, sustained impacts of pretty much every portion of the coastline from like San Francisco to Los Angeles. And it really, as you can see, blows up a bunch of activity just over Los Angeles. And, I saw someone talking about it today. This has actually been kind of on the GFS visible for several days now. Um, as there was a atmospheric river going on towards, or multiple of them, but there was activity more in the Pacific Northwest, and they've they had their time of like excess rain, and then this recent activity that went from Florida all the way up and raked across the East Coast. And now you're about to have this, and there's some things that I want to point out about this. First of all, let's look at the um, NAM 3K, and this is a more high res version, or a more high res of a similar kind of um, model that you can see. And so, the individual, it's just more, uh, you can see like smaller individual cells of the storm and stuff. And you can really see a lot of the times um, when I'm looking at it, the high res rapid refresh on the composite reflectivity looks more intense. And then you'll look at the NAM 3K, and because it's finer, you kind of see, um, oh, it's actually, there's not going to be maybe that level of coverage. This actually looks like there is a considerable amount of like high DBZ activity over, the same area, but down to Los Angeles specifically. And like you can see here that there's a period where, I mean, you can just see, and it doesn't, it's still going by the time this ends. It's still rotating, though the majority of it will have, finished. But you can see, I mean, for hours, you're getting, I mean, I'm sure that it's already raining over Los Angeles right now, based on what it or has been for the past few hours, right? I guess it hasn't really started, and like the real impacts will be, starting, I guess, at this point for the Los Angeles area, or maybe here or something. But in any instance, this, you can see it's just continuous, right? And let's look at one more. We'll look at the GFS. Um, and so this has been on the GFS for a while as far as what it looks like. But if you look, you can just see it rotate and then it goes off. And then there's maybe some more later on, right? Eventually, at the start of the new year. But even this, based on just this little short period, we're gonna look at the total precipitation right now, and this will give us a better understanding, or give you, because I've already seen it, but it'll give all of us a better understanding of what this is going to look like. So as you can see, this is the 48-hour period that, it looks like this. When you look at the high-res rapid refresh, this is what it looks like here. And like I was saying, the NAM 3K, there's a little more, it's a little finer as far as the individual little cells of rain. But it still looks pretty much like this on the NAM 3K. And it's very telling that when the GFS and NAM 3K when the high-res rapid refresh, NAM 3K, and then the GFS, and then the European model all seem to be in consensus, that is a good indication that very likely this is what's going to play out, like high probability, right? So, like with Hurricane Hilary, I was able to give you double the amount of time, like 4 days ahead of when anybody else was saying anything about it. I may not be that far ahead now, but I can say with some certainty that even like most weather people should be able to see this. You know what I mean? Like I have my own ideas as far as what I think is going on, but like this at this point is in dispute. This is what the models are showing, and or it's indisputable. Uh, and it's this is what the models are showing, and there seems to be a good enough consensus. And this is a lot of rain over Los Angeles. And I brought up Hurricane Hilary. Obviously, I could link even in the description the playlist of the Hurricane Hilary videos, but you can see this is the end of this run thus far. By the 21st at 6 p.m., which would be Thursday at 6 p.m., this believes that there's going to be 12 almost inches, 11 and a half inches of rain falling right next to Ojai, California. Interestingly enough, this is where the quake, hurricane happened, was right around Ojai. Um, there's even a song called, I believe, let's see, hold on. Check this real fast. But anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to pull this up. So this is a track by an artist that I purchased on um, on Beatport a little while back, but it's by Waveheart, and it's called Ojai Rain. And I just thought it was very applicable for. Uh, it's an interesting track, but I thought it was very applicable for this because this is some Ojai rain. You get it? Hi. Oh, hi. Yeah. So additionally, like Malibu looks like it's going to be inundated. Like you can see from Malibu, I think this is Malibu proper, um, to Malibu West. It's just like into the mountains. If 8 inches drops on Malibu, this is going to be a problem, right? And you can even see like regular like near downtown is getting, it goes from 1.5 to 3 inches, to Beverly Hills is getting 2 inches. This is about, like, some places here are getting about the amount of rain that they got from Hurricane Hilary. This is like, I think, significantly more rain. And this, what if this amount of rain drops somewhere around the Los Angeles area, anywhere in Los Angeles, that's more rain than they can handle generally, I believe. Um, it doesn't take a lot of rain in Los Angeles in a short time to cause problems because their infrastructure is not built to take a lot of rain. Their infrastructure is more set up for withstanding not hurricanes, earthquakes. And so this would be a problem. And similarly, I do think up here, getting a lot of rain in San Francisco and down the coast is a problem, but this is the problem, really. You can see where 11 and a half inches, if this happens here, that would be a problem. And especially if it's anywhere else, if it's south, over the mountains here, like what this is saying for this 8 point something inches, right? 8.18, that's going to be a problem. Even, 5 or 6 inches here, it's going to be a problem. Okay, so that's the high res rapid refresh. Now let's look at the NAM 3K, and we let the model run all the way, and then we pause it once it finishes, and there you go. Now I think the high res rapid refresh is probably better. It's probably a more conservative value because sometimes the NAM 3K can put out numbers that are just silly, like 14 inches off the coast here. There was some spots like that during Hurricane Hillary, and it didn't get that much, but it did get a lot, but not that much. And you can see the difference between like up on the coast here, it's saying, there's parts that are also getting 11 inches. Northern California is getting uh, 8 inches. So, that's a lot. Los Angeles proper getting 5 inches up in the Angeles National. Yeah, Angeles National Forest, 14 inches. Once it gets actually past this, it starts not even giving you a number because I don't even think it believes it itself. But the Channel Islands, 14 inches. I mean, this is like a lot of it. But look at this. Back over Malibu. This thinks Malibu is going to get almost 10 and a half inches. That would be, when I'm saying a problem, I mean like, when there are houses that are like the most expensive house. Didn't Beyonce and Jay-Z just buy a house in Malibu or something that's like the most expensive house in America? Okay, some of the most expensive houses probably in Los Angeles or in this area, and this is looking at almost a foot of rain, and it's just not the infrastructure. I don't believe is there to deal with it. So if this much rain drops, it's a problem. Um, okay, let's look at the GFS. I'm trying to show that there's a consensus among like multiple models here. We'll go to the 21st on at you know this is 6, but if we go a little ahead, this will have been what dropped, right? But then if you go even further, it gets by so at the end of the run, this is a what 19 to the 4th. It's like a 20 something day, right? 15 day, 14 day, something like that. Anyway, you can see it thinks 8 inches. This is like this is a more conservative one in comparison to some of the other models. I think so. You can see. I mean, anything in here, it's still a problem. You can see that one of the consensus things is Malibu's getting over half a foot of rain, according to every model that that you can look at on Radar Omega. It looks like Malibu's getting somewhere between 4.5 and 6.5 inches on this. And again, we've seen already. First of all, this isn't going. So this is what it thinks it's going to get from this storm. From this storm, it's thinking 2 inches to 5 inches. But the other ones, which I think are actually probably better at this, the previous two, it's saying more. I think we look at the high res rapid refresh. That's closer to what you're probably going to actually get from it. And then let's look at one more. This is the European model, and so we do it. It only goes out. We're at the 19th. It only goes out to the 29th, I believe. So it's a 10 day, and over the next 10 days, it thinks we'll even go to uh we'll just go to the 23rd, right? We're not going to go all 10 days out, but even just we'll just go to the 23rd. I feel like this number is relevant. Okay, so it thinks you're going to get 666 amount of rain over Malibu and LAX and just pretty much everywhere in this area. 666. I feel like that's a very telling number, right? Um, so this is, and it's like the Los Angeles area coastline from Santa Barbara all the way to Rancho Palos Verdes, pretty much. I guess even south of that, Long Beach. So Seal Beach is about where it starts lowering, but that's a big jump between 4 and 2 inches, doubles. But in any instance, quite a bit of rain is in the forecast for Los Angeles. So I did want to look at that, and we'll look one more time at the high-res rapid refresh. So you can watch my videos, Hurricane Hillary videos, or I would say this: watch the Lightning Lab videos. You know, the ones where I'm doing stuff and it looks like the lightning is reacting to me repeatedly over a period of time of months where multiple storms it looks like it's happening. Okay, so I feel like I have some bit of like validity in what I'm saying as far as um, this is concerned. And what I'm gonna say is that yesterday I posted up this video. Um, so let's take a look really quick. So in fact, here is the triggering lightning. This is a compilation of stuff from the Lightning Lab videos. It's not even all of it. It's just when I'm doing one posture. You can see the Hurricane Hillary stuff, Hurricane Hillary Lightning Lab. So obviously you can do it. Some of these have, some of my storm videos have tens of thousands of views, which, or more. But this is the one that I wanted to look at. Is Stephanie Joosten is Matt. Now, this is the type of thing that I'm talking about where it's like, this is why I think this kind of extreme weather stuff comes out of nowhere and affects a very specific area, or extreme volcanic stuff happens in Iceland, or whatever. Is it seems to represent what it says biblically in the way that Yahweh deals with um, people messing with his people, or someone who represents him, or someone who is speaking truth about him, right? And so you know what I'm trying to say here is that I think this whole thing where it's like this, I'm pointing out how this character of Stephanie Joosten seems to be used specifically to um, attack me and bother my mental health, and like that I've been talking about this for a long time, and that when I originally brought it up, my mental health was not just questioned, but I was like it it hurt me, and I don't think that's all right. And the fact that you can even see the threat of like intensification from generic we, which I think is a group of people who the Bible in Revelation calls the Nicolaitans, or victory over the people. I think that this is going on, and I'm trying to point out that in the Bible, and I'm pointing over at my Bible, in Revelation, at the seven churches of Asia, the seven churches of Asia in Revelation is a series of if then conditional statements. If you do this thing at each church, then you get these gifts, and the gifts are representatives of something similar to the sword and the stone from, uh, you know, the story of the sword and the stone, or King Arthur, or Excalibur, however, whatever you want to call it. But that you pull the sword out of the stone, you get to be king. If you conquer at the seven churches of Asia, you get to be on the throne with Jesus with the iron rod and the things that he gives you in the morning star and blah blah blah, the white stone and this and that and the other. Okay. So I just want to reiterate, seems like an extreme event that's coming up for Los Angeles, and out of nowhere, on top of, other things that have happened even just this year. And so I'm going to end this video here because we're almost at 20 minutes, but I do think like, hey, this is something to be aware of. I do think Los Angeles is about to be inundated, and probably in certain areas more, maybe even significantly more than Hurricane Hillary. So yeah, um, okay, I can make other videos on it if I need to, but I just wanted to make this, and I think I'll post it or something. We'll see. But I hope you enjoyed, and like, comment, subscribe. I would also just say support me, because I think it's wrong that people are attacking me and like trying to tear down my mental health. And this whole Stephanie Joosten thing seems really terrible. And I guess this is maybe the way Yahweh would deal with it. So yeah, okay, well, yeah, huh. All right. Anyway, hope you enjoyed and have a blessed one. And yeah, uh, that's it. Okay, later. Yeah.